Hey, this is Walter, the author of 401 Kid. I did this in another video, but I just want to bring this back. This is what I call the parent smart meter. It's how your kids look at you relative to how intelligent you are based on their age. Okay, and this is something I invented. It's proprietary. I have 3 daughters, so I've lived this. And basically, this is the age 0 to 11, 11 and a half to 12. You never know when this happens, but in this area, you're a genius and your kids want to be around you. They idolize you. From 11 and a half to 19, you go into what's called the idiot phase. There is absolutely nothing, you have no value. Your kids actually are surprised that you can exist. Like they're shocked that you find your office every day and that you could do anything meaningful in your life. 19 to 22, you've graduated from being an idiot, but you're just still stupid. Okay, you're not. They have a little bit of whatever that you can get to work and you can handle your business, but they're never going to rely on you. And then 22 plus, you're smart, and they actually will listen to you. So when you start to educate kids, there's this massive window right here in financial education, sex education, life in general, that you have a window that your kids are willing to listen to you. And you got to take advantage of what happens with money and financial literacy and life skills and all of that is if you wait and you go into these zones right here, it's a struggle. You might as well not even try from 11 to 22 because you're stupid. Here you have more of an opportunity. The problem is the internet and friends and social media are gonna instill their values on top of your kids, and that's how they're gonna make decisions around looking good, image, where they live, all of that. So here you have an opportunity to shape your kids. So what's the order? What do you really need to do? The first thing you need to do with your kids is teach them how to learn and why learning is so important. Because if you think about it, and this is the education with your kids, is make learning a game, make it exciting, make it all about that they have opportunities. So when you learn something, then what happens is you create value, and then value translates into money and compensation. So you can actually start that conversation very, very early to talk to your kids about the harder you work, the better you get at something, the more value you're going to have to your teammates and to the world. And it's a universal law. So if you teach just that one thing, compensation then becomes something that is earned out of the hard work that they put in trying to learn something. So we really set our kids up that learning is a lifelong journey. It's part of everything that we do. And you can give them all kinds of examples of a professional basketball player versus a recreational basketball player, and a doctor or whoever, and somebody that's really good at something and somebody that's mediocre at something. And who are people going to rather be around in terms of that? And then after that, we really got to teach our kids this whole concept of delayed gratification. Like what happens when you earn money? What happens when you get money? What do you do with it? There's 4 things. You can spend it, you can invest it, you can give it away, and that's it. And so we got to teach our kids that you don't spend every nickel that you make, that there's a delayed, there's a put aside for the future. And what does that mean? What does that mean? What do you put it in, and what's investing, and how do you do that? Well, then that's an additional conversation that you have. But the building blocks for our kids inside of here is how to learn and why learning is important. I mean, think about your child that never learned how to walk. All they wanted to do was crawl. But the minute they walked, then they had freedom. The minute they learned how to potty train, then they had additional freedom. The minute they learned how to ride a bike, the minute they learned how to swim, the minute they learned how to drive a car. So all these things are escalations in their own individual skill set. And quite frankly, it's the journey, it's the learning journey that brings about accomplishment, self-esteem, and self-improvement in ourselves in the way that we tackle the hard shit. So we're trying to teach our kids that this is a challenging, rewarding, difficult game to get good at something. Everybody can be mediocre, but how do you get really good at something? And as we instill that characteristic and that quality that will translate into other things, into their schoolwork, into business, into friendships, into all kinds of other things. And then from there, we then go into, okay, now we're being compensated. Now what? Do we save it? Do we invest it? Do we spend it? Or do we give it away? Those four things. And so you look at the dollar in that way, and we really start to orient our kids that, yeah, you cannot spend every nickel. So if you get, 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 50 bucks from babysitting, let's not just run out and buy that whatever for $50, because that sets a very incorrect behavioral pattern that you do not want to instill, because those behaviors follow our kids throughout their life. But if we instill, hey, we got 50, we're going to spend 30, and we're going to invest 20, then now we have some discipline. We have some behavioral discipline that we install. So these are things in this window, when again, you're in the genius stage, that you can be incredibly effective. Your kids will be incredibly responsive. They'll be incredibly proud of themselves for your advice. Over here, you're going to war, brother. You are absolutely going to war, and it's going to be a nightmare. Over here, same. And then here, yeah, you can do it. It's just tough. Just tough.